Hi everyone, welcome back to Conversations. I'm your host, Nia Amuze, and you're watching Afrocentric TV. I'm so excited today, you guys, because we have these amazing ladies with us. They are the Diverse Boss. They have a podcast that talks about everything, like nothing is off limits. Issues relating to marriage, just life in general. And y'all know there's a lot of struggles out there, right? And these ladies give you in-depth knowledge on how to live a better life. So here are the Diverse Boss. Welcome, ladies. Introduce yourselves.
I'm Jennifer. I'm the owner of the Princess of Wall Street, where I help women build businesses through investing.
I am Uche Akeeb. I do own a clothing line called Uche Exclusive. I'm a real estate investor and also an author.
And my name is Mayra Martinez. I am the founder of adailydoseonline.com, and together we are the Diverse Boss,
where we help you dig deeper into your life's purpose.
Oh, that's so amazing, ladies. Welcome. I'm telling you, the energy is off the roof. You guys are just so amazing. Let's just say you guys have this podcast you do together, and you guys each individually have your own hustle, for lack of a better word. You're doing it. Uche is an entrepreneur. I mean, she didn't even mention, Uche does many things, okay? I know Uche. She's like, I own Uche Exclusive now. Uche does a lot, and she's a jack of all trades, no limits, right? And then you have Jennifer and Mayra. Ladies, welcome to Conversations. Thank you for coming. So like I said, there are a lot of topics to talk about, right? This world is just crazy. Life is hard. I always say adulting is a scam, okay? Like life is hard. And so there's just a topic out there about just being single and being married, and saying that, you know, being married is harder than being single, and being single is harder than being married.
Right.
Some of us here are married, some of us here are single. So what are the struggles? Is being married really that hard? Does it mean that a woman cannot prioritize her life because she's married? Or is being single easier? Take it ladies, go for it.
I would say being married has been easier for me than being single.
No way.
Hold on first. From my experience though, because I used to not believe in myself when I was single. But then when I got married to this good man, my best friend, he believed in me and he made me see things that I did not see before.
Okay.
And it was easier for me to pursue my dreams because he was there to support me. For example, when I had my fashion show in April, it was just a dream, and I told him I want to have a fashion show. And then through Global African Business Association, they sponsored the show. However, though, we had to put in the work. So if it was just me, there was no way I was going to be able to achieve that. As a matter of fact, on the day of the show, people didn't even know who my husband was because he was all over the place.
Just running it.
Exactly.
Behind the scenes.
I remember when I introduced him to Eric, one of my boss. I was like, meet my husband. Like, oh, I thought he was the photographer. Yes, he's the photographer and my husband.
So I guess for you, Uche, like being married gave you that team that you needed, right?
Exactly,
And so that made it easier. But right, two heads are better than one than people say. Like people say.
Yeah.
So that gave you strength.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. For me, it was a little bit different. I felt like I was on a roll before I got married.
Oh.
And then I kind of put my dreams on hold.
Okay.
While I got married and I got used to this new life, because it was such a shock to me because I'm an only child. So I went from living with my parents for 20 plus years, and then I got married and I had to share my space with somebody else. So that in itself was a big adjustment for me. And my husband would tell you that I cried for the first 2 months of our marriage.
Are you serious?
Because I was like, I miss my life, I miss my home, I miss my room. And he was just kind of like, well, are you not happy with me? And I'm like, yes, I just wish we were in that place. It's so different. It's such an adjustment.
So that's so interesting, Mayra. So why did you say you slowed down? Wasn't your husband like Uche's husband, where he gave you the strength and teamwork? Or did he stop you? I'm not trying to be mean here, but so why did you slow down? Why did you feel the need to slow down?
I felt like I had to kind of adjust to my new life of not necessarily tending to another person, but trying to make it work in a way. Like I said, I went from having all the time in the world to do whatever I wanted to now having to accommodate another person that was in my life. For example, if I come off work, we haven't seen each other all day, so after work we want to spend some time together, instead of me having that time to go work on whatever project I was working on. That's something I didn't have before I got married.
So that was a personal choice.
Yes, most definitely. Yes.
Okay.
It was what worked for me at the time. So while it was he did support me, and he was like, yeah, go for it, like do what you want to do. I myself did not feel comfortable to be like, you need to hold while I go work on this, because I don't feel like that was fair to him, because he needed my attention as well as every other project that I was working on.
Okay.
But again, that's just personal, because some marriages I've heard work perfectly like
exactly.
that. But it was just me and my life and how it worked at the time.
So would you say it's been easier for you, or it's harder for you?
I'm
just looking at the grand
say
scheme of things.
That it's,
be honest. You can be honest. You can be honest.
I know,
We're
safe
keeping it
space.
real.
We're keeping it real. AKA conversations, AKA the real.
I'm gonna say that it was harder for me. I had to not change what was on my priority list, but change the order of my priorities. So my projects being number one for so long, it kind of went second and third. And now that we have a daughter, they really kind of went down, because now they're top priority and on my list. So they're like, I want to spend as much time with them as I can, but at the same time I feel like I owe it to myself, because I've worked so hard to come this way, that I also need time for myself and to explore business ventures and things like that.
And
So-
to be honest, Mayra, I feel like this is something I struggle with. I'm a proud single woman, okay? I am happy. I am independent, okay? I am loving my life. But then I worry that I'm going to get married and have to stop and have to slow down. Like, I love kids. Kids are cute. But now I'm thinking, I don't want to have kids because I want to just continue. I want to be this hustler. I'm doing like 5,000 jobs. People are like, Nia, do you rest? Like, I have my day job. I have this. I have so many things I'm working on. So I worry that it's going to have to be a mental shift for me as a single woman. And I'm not ready to step into that just yet.
Yeah, I'm with you. Like, I don't need that distraction in my life.
Right?
Like, companionship is amazing. Like, I think men are just awesome. But when I'm in a relationship, I give it my all.
Yes.
And it's like, if I'm not giving my all, I feel like I'm doing a disservice to him.
Yes.
Like, because that's how I love. Like, I'm giving you everything. And I've noticed when I moved to Houston and started dating that when I would get in a relationship, everything else was slack.
Yes.
And then the guy was like, well, I started to talk to you because you had all these things going on and you had something going for yourself. Why are you all up under me? Like, I'm like, well, I'm giving all of this to you. Like, don't you love me?
Yeah, so no, you're that kind of a person. You give it 100%.
All the time.
So if you marry right now, you feel like you're going to give it 100%
all.
and forget your professional side, your independent side.
And I'm not willing to give that up right now. And also with kids, I feel, because my mom was always there, my dad was always there, I want to be able to give them a certain type of life. And I'm not in that position to have kids and give them the life I want to give them. So I'm not even going to put myself in a position to where that could happen. And just to be safe in myself, like I'm building something.
You don't want to put your kids a second.
Yeah, exactly.
You want them to feel like they are the priority.
Yeah, exactly. Because I am where I am because my mom did the same to me. She built her kids up to be more than what she was. I don't have that time. Because I know that I'm devoted to this. This is my baby. And if I would neglect my kid or be resentful of a kid if I had a kid right now because I couldn't pursue this the way I wanted to.
Exactly. But like, here's the thing. Like I said, I'm so scared, right? It's not that I don't want to marry. I do want to marry eventually. So when do you think you're going to be ready? Do you know for sure, for certain, or are you just like...
Well, everything is in God's time.
Okay.
But it could happen tomorrow. And then
you're like, I just said I'm not ready.
But the wedding's tomorrow,
But the wedding's tomorrow.
But I just think... Because I always had an idea of a type of guy that I wanted to date. And my mom always, I feel like she was putting me down. But she was just giving me a reality check. She was like, you're requiring a man to have all these things. What are you bringing to him? So I don't have the things that I'm asking him for. So I need to go get those things, and that'll put me in the room.
You need to do the work.
Yes.
Okay.
And that'll put me in the room with the type of man that I do want to marry.
Okay.
And he has to have something going on too. I'm not the type of woman that can have a man that just works a 9 to 5. Because you won't understand my lifestyle. And you're working a 9 to 5, but I'm doing all these things. You won't understand late nights and all that. I'm sorry, it's just not going to work for me. So I have to build up what I'm requiring. I can't ask you to be a 10 and I'm 5 cents over here. It just don't match up.
It's not going to match up.
Yeah, you're not getting what you're putting in. So when I get to that place, hopefully he'll come along.
So would you say, Jennifer, would you say you're like in the process now of working on yourself to be that 10? Or are you just like just waiting and later I'll work on myself, let's just focus on what's in front of me right now?
I want to be 100%. And when he meets me, he needs to be 100%. I'm not here to fix anybody. And you don't need to fix me because I'm working on me right now.
Oh, wow.
All the issues I have.
I know.
Yeah, like people like, oh, 50-50. No, you need to be 100-100 because we're here to build something. I can't take time out of building our legacy to fix you and your family issues from the past. No, you need to work on those while you're single right now.
Right.
And I'm going to work on mine so when we come together, we can build something else.
Jennifer, you're preaching a whole sermon.
You're
preaching, yes. That's a whole other video. That's a whole other conversation. But that's good.
What I love about what Jennifer just said is some people come and say, this is my requirement. I need this kind of spouse and this kind of spouse, but they don't work on themselves.
Yeah.
They don't do the work.
Exactly, but she said she has a requirement and she's working as well to match up with that requirement. I like that.
Yeah.
That's not being selfish.
Yeah, my mom does not have that. She is not. She's like, I was like 13 when I would list off my list. I'm not going to give y'all a list because it's private.
It's private.
But my mom would be like, what do you have to offer? Like, and I'm 13 years old. I'm like, Mom, it's me. I'm your daughter.
Right.
I have all this greatness.
Right.
It's like, you don't have anything to offer. What are you doing? And this was like when I was 24 before I moved to Houston. I was living with my parents. They were taking care of me. I was in a great life. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
But she was just like, you're requiring your man to be an entrepreneur. You're requiring all of these things, but you're staying with your parents and we're taking care of you. What are you giving him? Like, she's like, you don't have anything. Like, you need to go out there and get it. And that's why she put me out.
So Uche and Mayra, either of you can take this. Did you guys prepare yourself for marriage, or he just came through the door? Did you, I feel like Mayra, just hearing you speak, I feel like you prepared more afterwards because you let go of some things, right?
Yeah.
But then Uche, for you, did you prepare ahead of time? Did you write a list? Because a lot of people do. I have a list too, Jennifer. I'm with you.
Yeah.
And I'm working on myself to get to that 10. I know I'm not perfect. Yeah. So Uche, did you have a list? And Mayra, did you have a list?
I did not have a list.
Okay.
It just happened.
It just happened?
The interesting thing was my husband and I actually didn't date. When he met me, he was like, I'm going to marry you because he doesn't want me to.
Okay. He knew what he wanted from day one.
He saw. Now I know he saw the qualities and he didn't want somebody else to come before him.
He was a smart man.
So he was so smart. He's like, I'm just gonna do this now, then we can date after.
He said that?
Yeah. So now I feel like
we need to. What are we waiting for?
It's gonna be 8 years. I just came out of a heartbreak at that time though. And it's gonna be 8, so I was vulnerable. So when he was like, I want to get married to you, and I'm like, this person believes so much in me. And then I was running for the president of my department. He helped me write my manifesto. I'm like, okay, he's intelligent. I'll go. I'll go. So I feel like we're dating now because we didn't even get the time to date. I was so lucky that I got it good because he was a gamble.
Oh my God! Okay, everyone, let's pray.
I was never prepared for that, but I'm glad it happened because I had nothing going on for myself before he came. It was just school. I was actually I was going to graduate months before he proposed, and then everything happened so fast. So I built myself right in his presence.
Okay.
I would say that. So that's why I'm like, I prefer married. The only challenge I have with marriage is having kids. Kids slow you down. So I have 2 kids, and anything I have to do, I have to think of them first.
She says it slows her down.
It doesn't feel like
it. She went laps around me. And I know.
It doesn't feel like it.
No, at all.
They slow me down. When I travel to Germany, I have to call them.
I know. But I guess the good thing about you is that you have that support system. You have a husband that's able to, you can compromise, just plan schedules, work together. For those of you that don't have what Uche has, pray. Pray so that your man or your woman can transform and change to be that person you want.
I feel like your answer to if it's easier being single or married, it depends on who you get married to. So if you get married to someone that doesn't support you, it's a lot harder. It slows you down. It hinders you from a lot of things. So I feel like it's been easier because of the person you know, the person that your spouse is.
And it's so funny, I'm going to go to you, Mayra, soon, but Uche, when you first said that marriage is easier for me because of who I married, I was a little nervous because of, you know how the feminist manifesto and all that craziness out there, like, people might not want you to give men the credit. The fact that I married him, that's why my life is better. You know what I mean?
Credit is due.
Okay, I like that. That's true.
Why would you marry somebody that doesn't make you better? What is the point of you getting married?
What is the point of getting exactly? So for my viewers out there, they're explaining it. So don't have that thought or mentality. They're explaining it. So Mayra, tell us about yourself. Did you create a list? You know, what did you do to prepare yourself?
I honestly, I didn't have a list.
Okay.
I was very just focused on myself.
Okay.
And me and my now husband, we actually have known each other since we were little kids.
Oh, okay.
We were like 5 years old. We were in school together, and then we were friends at the time. We each moved our separate ways, and then we reunited, and then that's when we started dating.
Oh, wow.
And I feel like because I didn't have a list, maybe I didn't require him to do certain things or pursue certain things up until we got married. And it's an adjustment. I'll say this an adjustment because we all know that we want to get married.
Yes.
Eventually you want to get married. I had that dream, like, yeah, I want to be married and I want to have kids and I want to have this family. I did not think about the hard work that it was going to take when you got married. Like, I just thought, oh, I'm going to live with my best friend. We're going to be roommates and it's going to be so fun. Like, we're going to be up
it takes
on it.
work,
Like,
right?
so
it's a lot of work.
You know, like, I feel like if someone had sat down and been like, this is what's going to happen, like, had I looked at my future, I would have been like, you know what? No, I'm not going to get married. I'm going to stay.
So give me an example of, like, something that's hard in marriage. Like, is it the toilet seat? Like, people always talk about, oh, he puts up. Yeah, is that it? Like, what else? What else? Aside from having kids, because Uche said kids. Aside from that.
And it's just little, like, we are not always interested in the same things. And I'm so excited. And I'm like, oh, this is happening. And he's just like,
okay.
All right. And the same thing goes for him. Like, he's so into, like, the Marvel comics and everything like that. So when
I knew you were going to say that. I was waiting for that. I was like, oh, Lord.
So when, like, new movies come out, I'm just like, I don't want to go. Like, you have to go. So we go and I do it for him. So it's a sacrifice. Like, I have to put in for him what he does for me.
It's a
so
sacrifice.
It's just a big adjustment and a sacrifice. And I don't want to make it seem like marriage is just a terrible thing. No, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful union because you have a support system for you always. And if you marry, you know, me and Uche are so blessed to have men in our lives that are amazing, like, strong, supportive men. And if you marry that right person, it's just amazing after that. Once you get over the little hurdle of getting used to it,
it's really good.
See, I don't take marriage lightly because I've had examples in my life. My parents have been married. I'm 26, so 27, so they're 25 years into their marriage. My grandparents were married for 60-something years before my grandpa passed away.
It's a sacred.
Yeah, I have aunts that are married for 30, 40 years, so I don't take it lightly. Like, you have to have that right person. And with the women in my family, they're very strong-minded, and you have to see, like, the men that they married to. Some men are not outspoken like their women, and some are, but they marry the right person.
They balance each other.
Yeah, my dad is not an entrepreneur, but my mom is. He supports everything she does, but that's not his lane, you know. And so he played his role and she did hers. Her role. But they support each other, you know, it builds each other up. So I'm not just going to get married to say I got married. That may not be God's vision for my life. Maybe I won't get married. But it's such a blessing to get married. It's such a blessing to have kids that if God gives me that, I'll take it. But I'm not going to take it lightly and just go out here and do it because everybody's doing it. And I have friends that are married. Of course, they're sitting right here. And it's beautiful. I don't want to get into a marriage and it's not example of what's around me because I know what it could be. That's amazing.
See, I'm all for, like I said, I'm all for marriage. We're all for marriage. But I think just listening to Mayra, it keeps just making me realize myself and my fault. I can be very selfish, right? I don't know how to compromise. And literally my mom called me out last week. She was like, when you marry, because I like things a certain way. So let me give you like a crazy example.
I'm like looking at myself
like, because I am just like,
please no.
I'm like an alpha, like female, like that's me, like, you know, corporate environment, executive, blah blah blah, doing things a certain way, like things a certain way. And so give you guys an example. My uncle is like staying with us for a couple of months now. He's gonna like head out next month. And so my home is set up in a way that I share the bathroom with my uncle. I don't have my bathroom. This is me going all deep, you guys, okay? I don't have my own bathroom, so I share with my uncle. And so I was using the bathroom last night, literally last night, having Nia time. And next thing you know, and I'm just like, Uncle, like I'm here, I'm using it, I'll be right out, hold on. And then like 5 minutes later, I'm still using the bathroom because I'm a girl and I need to use the bathroom. Yes. And he knocks again. I'm just like literally, you could feel like steam coming out of my face. I got so angry because I'm just like, what in the world? This is me time, I cannot have me time, blah, blah, blah. I got angry. I came out of the bathroom, my mom was like, oh my gosh, here she comes, here she comes. Here's the monster, here's the monster, oh my God. Like she knew that I was about to explode. Yeah. And she's like, what's going on? I'm like, Mom, I can't even use the bathroom. Like I'm done with it, blah, 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 blah. She was just like, oh my God, I don't know how you're gonna do it, right? Yeah. I just like things a certain way. I like my peace and my sanity. People, I'm very, like I'm an extrovert, I love people, but I'm also an introvert. Like I love my space. I love being on the bed, locking the room door and just like thinking and being in my own realm, my own head. So it's like the whole like sharing and compromise, girl. I'm telling you, this part of me, I'm not willing to give away.
Because I just knows an example I had this summer with my little sister coming to visit me. It
gets good.
It gets good.
Sorry, little sister.
I know, Uncle. I'm sorry.
She came from Arkansas to visit me. She was staying for 2 weeks. She did stay the 2 weeks, but I just can't deal with people like messing up my routine.
Yes. Oh my God, what is up with that though? Okay, sorry. I'm getting so excited. Like you're speaking my truth right now.
I'm the only one in the book.
Right.
And so she came, and so while I was at work, she would be at the house or whatever. She's it's on online school or whatever. So she was at school. I come home that night after work. I'm like, I'm just gonna chill. This is my time. And I went to go turn on the TV, and the battery was dead in my remote. I went off.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, if you were
Mind you, they would have died anyway. But because she was in her space.
I told my little sister, if you were not here, my batteries wouldn't be dead. And she was like, whatever. She called my mom and she was like, this is being mean to me.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, I'm just not used to people. You're here when I go to sleep. You're here when I wake up. Like, I cannot get a break from you.
Right. Oh, I know. See, Mayra, we're gonna have the same issue. I feel like Uche is laughing. Uche is like, I'm okay. I'm flexible. Yeah, Uche is very flexible. That's true. That's true.
It wasn't like it was not a big deal to me because coming out from a huge family and having to deal with only one person, he was so much easier.
It was a relief for you. Right. And
it was so much easier.
It was easy for you. Sorry to like cut in, but I feel like a lot of Nigerians, young Nigerian girls who grew up in Nigeria, also are able to like share because Nigeria has a very heavy boarding school system where like everyone shares and you live on campus together. You know what I mean? Now like college, it's way different from college. It's like you're just like in each other's space. You're sharing things. Like the girls are like naked in front of each other, like PG-13. So it's like with that. Uche, did you go to a boarding school or you did it? You did not. Okay. So my older sisters are very comfortable with like sharing. I did not go to a boarding school, so I'm just like maybe that contributed to my selfishness. I don't know.
I have 3 sisters, so it's just like boarding.
So yours is right. You're sharing everything together. That's true. But I want to add that I think that marriage, like I said, I keep saying it, you guys, it's amazing. But I also feel like when you find that person, going back to what Jennifer said, I want us to fulfill God's purpose together. I want us to build something perfect together. And that's why I really like what Uche says about that teamwork. I just want it to be that, hey, power couple. Excuse me, Michelle Obama, Barack Obama, Beyonce and Jay-Z. Not the best example with all the scandals, but, it's still working together for a purpose. And that's what I admire. And that's what really draws me to that.
Yeah. And I have a perfect example. And it was a conversation that I had with my husband like 2 weeks ago. Uche knows about this. It got to a point where my selfish ways were interfering with my marriage. Like it was getting to a not so nice point.
Aww.
And it should have never got there, but it did. And we finally sat down and we had a conversation, and he bluntly told me that I was very selfish, and he listed things that I did that he did not like and that I should consider changing. And it took him to sit me down and tell me these things to my face for me to be like, yeah, you're right. I am a contributor to the problem. I want to blame it on you, but it's not just you. it's all like it's me contributing to the issue.
Okay.
So we talked about it, and I'm working on myself, and the couple that you see now is not the same couple that you saw.
You grew together.
Yes, it took that hard moment, and I could have had I not been open to change, it could have really turned. And I remember I was texting Uche, and I'm crying, and I'm like, Uche, he said these things to me.
Oh, you guys are so close.
Yes.
You guys know each other's life.
And
Oh my
Uche was
God.
like, it's okay, I'm gonna pray for you. We're gonna pray, and we prayed together, and it's just amazing. It's just amazing how God will put certain people in your life to get you through the hard seasons of life. And
That's
that was a hard
amazing.
season for me, and I was so blessed to have Uche to lead me and be like, just calm down. You know, we're gonna learn from this, and I learned, and we grew, and it's amazing.
That's amazing. Ladies, we're going to take a break here.
Yes.
And you guys have been amazing. I'm so thankful. This is so great. These are conversations we need to have.
Yes.
We need to train the next generation on how to move to the next step in their life. Like with you guys being married, talking about your experiences. With us as single women, talking about preparing ourselves.
Yeah.
Most girls need to hear this.
Yes.
My best friend and I, Candice, we always talk about how many young girls in their early 20s are not ready. They don't have the tools, the skills to prepare themselves. They see a beautiful guy, they fall in love. It's like, how have you prepared yourself?
Yeah.
You end up getting married. The marriage is awesome. The wedding is awesome. The wedding is beautiful, but then the marriage falls apart because you did not equip yourselves properly.
Exactly.
So ladies, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for watching Conversations, and stay tuned for part 2 of this show.
Yes.